What's going on, gang? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Alpha Pack ST-01 from SparkToys. This is a brand new figure from a brand new third-party company. The figure is obviously molded after War Within Optimus Prime. The figure does roll freely and makes a really nice racket when he does. Wheels are very hard rubber, but they are rubber. The overall paint scheme of the figure is quite good. The only complaint I have about him in vehicle mode has to do with the screw holes that are visible here on the back of the smokestacks. Yeah, back of the stacks. And the axe that the figure comes with cannot be stored in this mode, which is a shame. There's nowhere on the bottom and nowhere on the back to store this little thing. There's nothing crazy in this mode other than the gun being stored on the back and the canopy up front being able to open, which there is a little seat of some sort in there. Taking a look at the weapons, we will start with the axe. The axe folded up looks pretty good, and then folding out the axe into its full mode or form is very simple. Just literally unfold a bunch of parts, and you get this nice broad battle axe. It's more like an executioner's axe, which I like a lot. The gun that Alpha Pack comes with is pretty good as well. You see this little piece on the back is folded out for storage in the vehicle mode, folded down for use in robot mode, and it's very reminiscent of Prime's classic cannon. If you ever had the original Titan Optimus Prime from War Within, then you know how this figure is going to transform. It's almost identical. To start with, we're going to come up to where the stacks are and unpeg them from the top of the vehicle mode, and then fold them all the way forward. Then come underneath the vehicle mode and unpeg these flaps from the side, fold them all the way over until they snap into place, unpeg them, and fold them up behind the wheels. And then we could take the entire rear section, unpeg it from this section that the smokestacks were plugged into, and extend them until they snap into place to form the legs, and fold out the feet. Next, take the entire rear vehicle mode and kind of pull it away from the front. That will unpeg it and allow us to fold it down and spin it around and then peg it into place. Word of warning though, this peg that plugs into this hole is very loose. It doesn't hold in very well. Next, we'll come to the front of the vehicle mode, take the shoulders and fold them down, but when you do that, slide these sections that are next to the canopy towards the sky so that the connector here is revealed, and then bring it down, turn the shoulder pads around. So bring it down, shoulder pads get turned, those get snapped into place, fold the arms down, and open up the forearms to flip the hands out. With the hands folded out, turn the figure around, take the section here that is, well, it's just kind of supposed to be folded up like this, and then you could take the entire canopy and pull it back, and when you pull it back, the head will be revealed. Once the head is revealed, open up the canopy, fold the rear section in like that to where the canopy is, and then the canopy will fit and be closed over top and snap into place like that. So this is where we can store the weapons now. The gun is able to be stored with no problem, but the axe has kind of an issue. The peg holes are much too large for either of the pegs on either side, so you do run into a problem where the axe just falls off on its own. Alpha Pack's robot mode is quite good. It is very chunky and is exactly what I expect a third-party War Within Optimus Prime to look like. It is also phenomenally detailed and well painted. Overall, I love the aesthetic of the figure. It's exactly what I want out of a War Within Prime. Head sculpt couldn't be more perfect. It is brilliantly proportioned, nicely posable, and well painted. The figure also has great posability. Shoulders are on ratchets, double swivel at the top of the tricep and the bottom of the tricep, or bicep, I'm not sure. It is a giant robot after all. Swivels in the hands. Hands do open up nicely with some decent jointing going on. We've got 1, 2, 3 knuckles in each finger. No knuckle on the thumb. Torso articulation is back and forth. Again, as I said, The connector port for the bottom of the torso to the chest is quite poor. Hips are on a series of forward and back ratchets. Swivel just underneath that. Nice knee articulation. There is some foot articulation forwards and back. And then you've got this crazy in and out articulation on the foot for some incredibly good posability in the feet. The figure also comes with his very own little matrix, which is stored in the very front of the vehicle mode bumper section, i.e. the chest. Even though the figure looks really good, he does have a few minor quibbles. One, he has a really hard time holding onto the weapons. The actual tabs and holes in his hand don't appear to be the same size, and they fall out pretty easily, and you're left with a floppy weapon. He is also primarily top-heavy, and his ankles are a little bit too loose for my taste. That is fixable. The top heaviness I kind of expected, but I would have rather him not be top heavy and sacrifice the wheels. If the wheels were a softer, more hollow plastic or rubber, I think that would have been a better option. It would also make the figure cheaper. I do appreciate them not skipping out on that, but there are trade-offs to be sure. Overall, Alpha Pack from SparkToys is a very, very good first go at a third-party figure. It's just a shame that we might not get another figure from these guys. There were some serious issues, or I have heard of them having serious issues with the factories that they actually produced this figure at, and were horribly undercut or undercharged, and then the figures were done, and then they were handed a bill that was not what they were quoted. So hopefully this figure sells well, and it is expensive. It's not a cheap figure, but overall it's well made. It's definitely worth owning. If you guys could get it, I would recommend it. Sure, the figure does have some flaws, but it's a very good looking figure and it's a fun figure, so I can look past those issues. Gang, I think you should pick this up if you can. As always, I am Baltmatrix. Ask you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.